Oh, here we go.
This meeting is being recorded.
This meeting is being recorded.
Recording in progress.
Welcome everybody to the Eliminator Season 1 reunion. I hope everybody is watching all season. I know probably some people haven't, but that's okay. If you're also wondering where Jacob is, Jacob's running late. It's Jacob's fault, not mine. He'll be here eventually though. He just sent me a text saying he's coming. But anyway, so we're just gonna go over the season. We're gonna kind of chat with each other about it, catch up because it's been about like a month or two now.
2 months.
Yeah, it's been like 2 months. But oh, there's Jacob.
Mava.
Queen.
Hi, Jacob.
Jacob.
Hey,
You have Jacob muted.
oh, there we go. Jacob, unmute. There we go.
Cold.
All right. So let's get into some topics. So the first thing we're going to start about is Max. So Max, you didn't get really a lot of time on the season to kind of like show everything. You were first boot. It was a running joke on set that Max was going to be first boot, and then it happened. Do you want to talk about that?
No.
You should.
No. I mean, a bitch got first boot and won 2 ranking ceremonies, so like, who really won? You know. I mean, true, but I did everything that I could, honestly, and I'm not mad about where I ended up because, like, honestly, I know that I did everything I could, and it's just the timing was not right. Like, it was a setup, it was a hoax. This is all pre-planned. IRL Eliminator was completely set up. It was staged. Honestly, it just comes down to how the cards played out and like, damn, 2 non-elim episodes in the first 2 weeks. Yeah, it was just kind of unlucky, but the jokes are funny. I laughed, I giggled to gaggle.
All right. So Ella, as somebody who took Max out of the game, I don't feel like it was kind of shown on camera a lot, but like the both of you had a really good relationship within the game. You guys really bonded over the time. You should talk about that.
Okay. Yeah, so very much that. I feel like we sort of talked into it. We said like previously from online games and stuff, we've like sort of seen each other around, but like we've never really like gotten to be on that level. And through the process of just filming and stuff, we sort of bonded. And then we went out go-karting, and then he cut me off, and then I bit him. So and yeah,
That's how the world works.
That's how the world works. And yeah, we still have a very good friendship, and we'll continue to have that.
Okay. So speaking of the biting incident, to those in the peanut gallery, as in everybody else who isn't Ella and Max, how are y'all feeling? Because we got to show a little bit of, y'all freaking out about it, but like, please tell me what y'all were thinking. I know like 2 of you can't talk about it because y'all were up in my room sleeping.
It was really fucking funny, I'll tell you that.
I wasn't shocked. I was sitting there like,
there was consent. So I did not see a problem. It was very funny.
It was consent.
I'm just happy it wasn't me.
If anyone, it was the best person to get bit.
Listen,
no, because I wasn't there for it.
I still won the round, so.
And who won the elim?
Good question.
Well, not you went home first.
Deep, mountain high.
So branching off of the whole elim also, so I feel like during the entire time we had everybody there was a little bit of like an under the line feud between Ella and Anabelle. But I also feel like this was one-sided because Anabelle liked Ella and Ella just did not like Anabelle, I feel like. Y'all want to hash that out finally and clear the air?
Go ahead, Ella.
You know, it's all fun and games. You make a few confessionals saying that you want to slit their throat while they're sleeping, and then the next day you're best friends. That's how it works. From a game perspective, yeah, it's no secret Anabelle and I butted heads a little bit, but regardless, out of the game, I don't think there's any animosity towards one another.
Okay.
I mean, I kind of thought you just didn't like me in general, but I think that of everyone, I mean, I liked everyone that cast, like, so I wasn't really trying to have beef with anyone.
I think we like all went through a period where we were just like, does everyone here like just secretly hate me like outside of the game? Like, does everybody just want to die?
So something else we're going to talk about is we're going to talk about the puzzle daily. So y'all who were watching it, for y'all that was like maybe like a 30-minute clip. For us, it was
Like 5 hours.
It took from, what was it, 10 or 11 a.m. until 5 p.m.
I'm so
Like we spent the whole day doing this challenge. It was not supposed to take that long. It was awfully hot outside. And raise your hand if you were having a horrible time.
I was trapped in a single room the entire time as I watched everyone else leave one by one.
I just gotta say, going first was a blessing.
I slept through it.
So who here thinks Alex, we'll have questions at one point. So who here thinks that they had the worst time trying to find the pieces? Not doing the puzzle itself, trying to find the pieces.
Half of that clip was cut out. I'm sorry, half that clip was cut out of me.
Right.
So, fun fact, the person that took the longest finding the pieces was Ella.
Yeah.
Ella took 12 minutes to find them. Why do you think it took you 12 minutes, Ella?
Because I'm fucking blind. I literally can't see. Y'all, like, I don't. Okay. So technically, like, legally, I need glasses to drive, but I just don't wear glasses. So, like, oh, that's another thing. But I just don't wear glasses. Yeah, I'm basically blind. I'm basically blind. So.
Ella, this is being recorded.
Cut that out, cut that out, cut that out.
Cut that out, cut that out.
I mean, I see, look, I'm wearing sunglasses that I drive with that are prescription glasses that I drive with.
So, I have to talk about it. It was the infamous car conversation that I feel like changed the entire course of the game. If you didn't watch episode 3, Cody actually exposed Ella for fake crying and basically lying and basically dropped Ella's entire game. Ella, did you think this was a huge backstab? Considering you probably told Cody all of this in confidence, thinking it wasn't going to get spread out.
Yeah, I did. And honestly, that's my fault for trusting people because that really showed out throughout this game. That didn't really work out for me. So people wonder why I backstab and lie and cheat a lot, but this basically proves why I do this. It was a kind of huge backstab, and I basically said there will be trust issues after this. So there's that.
Do you think Cody did it because it was like he thought you were a threat, or because he just thought you were playing messy
He
and
did,
it was
he did it for his
my
own
own
game.
life?
He did it for his own game, and I know that.
Cody,
and it worked for him. So
why did you do it? I don't think I ever got an answer for this. I would love an answer. Why did you do it? Because truth be told, I was floored and shocked when I heard you were going to tell Jacob and Kara when we were driving.
So I knew that the game was pretty divided, and with Max going home first, I would need to separate myself from a certain group of people, the anti-cackers, and I needed to sort of mix up my game and play both sides in a way. And in order to do that, I needed someone who was on the anti-cackers to go home. And I felt like at that point, Ella had been caught in the crosshairs of so many people throughout the game for being messy that it was just an opportunity handed on a silver platter.
Do you think that getting rid of Ella was kind of a bit of a step back for you? Because realistically, Ella was your closest ally. Ella was somebody who probably would have thrown herself in front of the gun for you, probably would have used, like in an instant, could have probably used immunity on you, knowing full and well she would have gone home. I feel like that might have happened.
I
and
most
you
definitely,
basically
episode
saved
1.
Ray, who I don't believe at the time was working with you. Do you think that it was maybe a smarter idea to at least keep Ella, because you had a number there?
Ella would have had to win a challenge or a ranking ceremony, I felt, to save me with the power in the event that I was in the bottom. And with me saving Ella the week prior, I felt like it was a move no one saw coming. So they found it from a more genuine place than a strategic place.
Okay. So looking back, in the following episodes, now, in theory, if you hadn't said anything, Kara would have won the next daily. And Kara, would you have probably used immunity on Ella, not knowing any of that information?
No.
You still wouldn't have done it?
See, my thing was, even though Cody did tell me these things, me and Cody have talked before about the fact Ella was underperforming, I guess you could say. And it was dragging us down at the time. And that's why I say no. It would have taken me a lot harder. It would have been a lot harder for me to do it. And I honestly would have probably listened to Ella more if like it didn't get exposed to me, but I don't think I would have still used it.
So you still think no matter what, Ella still was going to go home that episode?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So, okay, we're going to move on. So a fun little topic that was around on set was the fact that Maki, who was supposed to be on the cast, was not there. And unfortunately, that led to a slight issue with some of the comps in Jacob. If you guys didn't know, Jacob is colorblind. And that clearly did not fare well in the final 4. I really do personally wish I would have had a backup for it, but it was one of those comps where it was already set there. I had no backup for it. Jacob, does it still upset you today that shit fucked you up, even though you did get help from production?
No, because I wasn't winning anyways. You think I would go win the jury vote, bitch? I don't care. No. I'm still in every episode. I don't give a fuck. It's funny.
Me too. I'm also in every episode.
No.
Who are you?
You know.
So another controversial thing that happened this season was a specific challenge that we all should ignore. And it was the ring.
Come on, Brendon.
Because that's
Brendon.
I won that, so we're not ignoring that.
No, I think it was one of the most underwhelming challenges, I will say, because not a single person did it. It was funny though, because, and this is for everybody to know on record, Anabelle, Brendon, Ray, and Cody all were consistently doing it. Like they had a consistent rhythm with it at least. Jacob and Kara had got it going but it was literally like when the challenge started, I wasn't expecting it to be like everybody dropped immediately. And I thought Brendon was like for sure winning. Brendon, do you want to talk about what happened?
I really don't, because I try to block it out from my memory. You know, this being my second disadvantage that I had gotten that season. You know, as soon as I heard it was like a minute long, there was a lot of pressure on my back because I'm like, okay, I just need to like survive the minute and like I could probably get first place. And all that just kept like building up and up. And I kept just flopping practice after practice after practice. And when the time came, I just like could not get it going. And yeah. It was not good.
I will say it was a very shocking moment. I will say I don't think my face showed it, but I feel like internally I very much was like floored by the fact that that happened. Ella and Max, as two people who didn't get to do the challenge, were you very shocked that Brendon got last in it? Because you guys saw Brendon walk up to the jury room. We're gonna call it the jury room.
The jury room.
Yeah, because you guys were just chilling in there.
Dumpy room.
But yeah, the dumpy room. Basically, it was no shock because prior from like everything going down and stuff, there had been talks around of Brendon getting targeted after Max had gone home. So we sort of figured that he would have gotten the disadvantage and got fucked up, which is
exactly what happened.
Yeah, basically. Yeah.
I wasn't too surprised. I wasn't too surprised. I was a little surprised, but I wasn't too surprised.
We all sort of knew.
Yeah.
The thing is, I probably could have been saved if either Jacob or Ray didn't get first and second. Like those two getting first and second was what really sent me home. Literally, if anybody else got like first or second, I could have been fine.
So speaking of Ray, hey. So in the I think it was what, the 6th episode? Yeah.
Which one? What are we talking about?
You had won the daily. And this catapulted in Anabelle getting eliminated.
Uh-huh.
Now, have you ever had any like second thoughts about like I should have just used it on Anabelle? Like, have you ever actually like sat down and thought about that decision since it happened?
Okay. Yeah, because a main reason on why I didn't save Anabelle was because I didn't know where Jacob and I lied in points. So if I used it on Anabelle, I had the possibility of going home, and I didn't want to be the person who saved somebody and went home, because that's, yeah. But I do look back on it, and I was only 100 points above Jacob. So I wouldn't have gone home if I used it on Anabelle, but I feel like my worry was valid because it was only a 100-point difference. I feel like if some other challenges went differently or a certain disadvantage wasn't given to me, I feel like I would have used it on Anabelle. Bye, sorry.
Anabelle, I don't think we've ever talked about it. How did you kind of feel about that whole situation?
I kind of already knew what was gonna happen. I honestly didn't want immunity because I didn't want Ray to do that to themselves. So I already knew. I was like, I've been trying my best, but I knew I wasn't gonna win, because even if I made it to second and like the finalist, I wouldn't have got jury vote. I already know that because I'm not really well known through the community, I don't really think, or as well like as other. I think anyone here, if I was placed against them, I wouldn't have won. I really don't think so. So I wasn't too upset about it. And I would definitely was upset at Ray. Like, he saved himself. Like, I probably would have done the same thing. I mean, he didn't know where he was at, so wasn't mad about it.
So, something also we should talk about is that everybody on set, at least at one point, had a breakdown. So does everybody want to kind of explain why they were having a breakdown?
Which time?
Yeah, which time?
Which time?
So
of the 8 times I had one.
I'm pretty sure I was the first person to have a breakdown because I thought I had COVID. So I cried in my bedroom for about an hour, and Chris came in and told me, Kara, it's okay. I don't think you have COVID. It's all right. You're going to be fine. And Jacob nursed me back to health. That was my first breakdown.
Thank you, Chris.
Not that bald ass bitch.
Fisher.
No, my breakdown was right before I got eliminated. So I was like, I don't want to embarrass myself, and then I got eliminated.
I had multiple breakdowns just because I'm mentally ill.
I don't even remember my first one, honestly.
None
Oh,
of mine
I had a
happened.
breakdown.
It was a lot.
I had a breakdown after filming when we were driving home from Hershey, and I kept flipping up the cars.
What? On the way back from Hershey, Max had a breakdown in the car.
The fucking
Yeah,
like,
that wasn't a
picking people
crying
off and
breakdown
yelling at
though.
people.
That
That was
was a funny breakdown. though.
No, but everybody else in the car scared for their life. That was the breakdown.
That no, literally.
Yeah.
Very
Oh, you
nice,
have
very
fucking me,
cried over
Ray,
Ella.
Jacob, and I think Anabelle was in my car
I
too.
cried over Jacob yelling at
Literally,
me.
the four of us fucking sitting there. We were blasting Mariah Carey fucking.
The way we were instigating that. We were instigating him. We were like, yeah, come on.
A little off-screen moment that I want to talk about that I feel like was going to get talked about anyway was a very funny yet weird moment that occurred after Ella got eliminated. Which
Bitch.
was
No, no.
we're all skating in the kitchen.
No.
Ella's upstairs. I believe Ella, I believe me, Jacob, Kara, and Cody and Brendon were all in the kitchen.
I was sitting at the
And
table. I was
all
sitting
of
at
a
the table.
sudden, you just hear from upstairs, Traitor by Olivia Rodrigo start playing.
That was
And
all
then
I knew.
And if you
I
know
remember
that,
nonchalantly say, "Oh my god, wow, I love this song."
and Jacob grabs my hand and runs outside.
And then I realized,
And
so
then I
because
went,
if
I
you know-
yelled at Chris. I was like,
the thing is,
Chris.
if you know me, that song has a very deep meaning to me. We all know this. And then Ella playing that upstairs, I was just like,
Max and Ella.
Max and
Ella.
Ella,
Max, suck
baby.
my
We did
dick.
a duet. We did a duet. This was a
Oh,
duo.
here we go. You get 3
Duet.
episodes and now you're trying to be relevant, bitch. Shut up.
There I am.
Duet.
we didn't need to bring that one up.
you good, Ella?
I tried to forget.
Ella, you're muted.
You're
I think
unmuted.
Ella's muted.
I keep getting. Oh my god. Anyways, that speaker came in handy. That speaker really came in.
The clock in the beginning of the day when we played for Max coming in. Jacob and I hiding in the bathtub.
So, something super duper funny that I also want to talk about is who could have been an alt on the season.
Derek Mitchell, baby.
I'm the queen.
So, fun fact: Derek Mitchell was the other option if Jacob
What
had told
roomed
me
with
no.
Derek.
Thank you for giving us Jacob. Thank you for giving us
Thank God,
Jacob.
Jesus.
Thank you for giving us Jacob.
I feel like we've all kind of talked about this a lot. Realistically, the whole season would have been so much more different if Derek was there.
I wouldn't have gone home first.
The boot order would have been different.
I wouldn't have gone home
Basically-
first.
It would have been Derek versus Max in the hall brawl.
Mhm.
I would have decked her.
Max wouldn't have gotten bit.
Right.
I was gonna say, like, that's
Are
how
we
you
sure?
I
feel
think
like you still
realistically speaking, I think if Derek had been there, the top 4 would have been Cody, Max, Ray, and Kara.
What could have been?
I still think that would have been the top 4.
What could have been?
Derek Mitchell. I'm the queen.
I just think the difference would have been that Derek went home first. Ella still would have gotten the second boot. I think Anabelle would have gotten out next then, and then Brendon after, just because of the way I think the comps were going. But I still think the top 4 would have been Kara, Ray, Max, and Jacob, or not Jacob, Cody. And then I confidently sometimes say that the top 3 would have always been the same, even if Derek would have been there, because I think that Max generally would have gone 4th. Do y'all agree? Do you think that would have been true?
I would have
Sure,
gone home first.
sure.
That's for sure.
Jacob's like, I don't give a
Well, I felt like Max would have gotten disadvantaged every single round because it was very, very easy to disadvantage Max. Meanwhile,
Yeah.
the only reason we disadvantaged Brendon was because we knew those comps were coming. If it
See?
wasn't ever for those comps, Max would have been disadvantaged every single time.
Every
See,
single time.
and that's my thing. If Max had stayed, I maybe could have convinced some of y'all to do Max just because of how well Max had been doing to do Max instead of me, because I had not been doing the best like the past 2 episodes. So I'm like, why do me and get Max and drop him down, you know? So
But, like if I was still there, I was getting disadvantaged every single challenge. So
Oh, for sure, yeah.
Except for the ring one.
I definitely.
yeah, that's what I'm
think that Max would win
saying.
this season.
Like we easily could have gotten Max out of like
I
on the
would
ring.
not have won the season. But if I made it somehow, if I made it to final 2 like miraculously, I would have had a very good case.
I mean, do you ever regret winning the first challenge? Because that like kind of set you up.
No, because bitches needed to prove that they weren't gonna go home first. And even though I went home first anyway, but like everybody was saying like the entire time, like, oh, you're gonna go home first. So just winning that was just such like relief and satisfaction. So I don't regret it at all. Maybe
But this is
maybe winning the
Eliminator.
second one.
I'm gonna
Maybe
need
getting
Cody to
second
stop
in the
looking like a
second one.
gay mafia boss real quick.
Getting second in the
The
second
first
challenge,
week in
I regret
Eliminator
that.
is always a non-elimination. So you never win the first week.
Listen, I know that. However,
And for someone who's played for like 50 seasons, you should have known.
I know, but like I did think that I was like last. Like I did not think I got first place in that challenge at all. And I just didn't want to like do bad. So I didn't even think I was gonna win that one.
To the cast in general, now just to prove this theory, would y'all probably not have thrown Max into elimination against Ella had Max been like maybe like middle of the rankings both episode 1 and 2?
No, we would have.
No,
Well,
definitely would have still done it.
Yeah.
Because Max went in when everybody voted, right? I feel like
Yeah.
Max is still a very easy person to vote in without upsetting majority of the
Yeah.
Okay.
Especially
fear
for
you,
the
sister.
comments that Max made to me that I was so willing to share with people. Max openly admitting to wanting to work with people that's not CAC and exposed CAC to people who didn't even know what it was a fatal flaw because it formed the opposing side of the game, and it was very much easy to get Max targeted by members of CAC.
I also feel like, oh, I'm sorry.
You can continue.
Okay, I also feel like when Max voted like Anabelle with Ella would also have been the downfall as well. If you know what I mean, like that would have been the problem where Max would have gotten thrown in there too.
I was told to do that.
Okay, and that's not my problem.
I was gonna say, that was always something funny to me because Cody was always sitting there saying, I didn't tell, like, I don't know why Max did that. And then meanwhile, there's a flashback of Cody saying, vote Anabelle.
Mm-hmm.
Which also, Cody, why did you do that?
Cody's kind of cunt. That's
So-
why.
too.
Cody's a bitch.
I was not a big threat at all.
Oh no, the intention was for never to you get the disadvantage. Like that was never the intention. We didn't want you to have the disadvantage. We want the person at the bottom to have the disadvantage. But if we could burn as many bridges that Max had as possible, that's what the goal was. And it sucks that Max was willing to do that because now I feel kind of like a bad person, not really, because Max listened. But at the end of the day, the game's the game.
This entire season was a setup against me.
I have to remember that this
Yeah.
is on recording because I almost made a really bad.
No.
Anyways, so back to the previous comment that was made. Max, I hope you know, like, I didn't want to fucking work with CAC, so thank you for that, because you trying to throw out that CAC is working together when I'm sitting here trying to branch out and trying to work with other people and shit, you saying that CAC is working together absolutely ruined my chances of working with anybody else because they became stronger together. And if I tried working with them, they were going to take me out because I would have been playing both sides.
No, I didn't say that CAC was ever working together. I said I wanted to work with people other than CAC. That's what I said. I never tried to imply that you guys were together or like working together. I wanted to like.
I remember I have a whole thing. I have a whole conversation that I have filmed where I think it was Jacob. I don't fucking remember who it was. Said that you said that CAC was working together and you wanted to stray from that. And I went off talking about how I don't want to fucking work with CAC in every single goddamn game. And how you
say
just
that, Max.
No, I did not.
Max, you did say that. It is on. And if you watch the first episode again, you and Brendon had a conversation on the back porch where you said, I definitely want to disconnect myself from Ray and Anabelle because I don't want to be associated with CAC. And Brendon agreed with you. Then Cody joined the conversation, to which Cody then was listening to you talk about how you don't want to associate with CAC. And then you proceeded to explain to Cody what CAC was, and which completely then Cody went and snitched on it to Kara, Ella, and Jacob because Cody took it as an alliance. When fun fact, not a single one of these bitches wanted to work together, but then they got forced together.
Literally, because that's always fucking happens.
I think that's Cody's fault.
We literally talk about how we hate when people associate us together, and then you went and associated us together.
I'm just saying, like, I'm really new to CAC. Like, I am not really So I don't know how I was going to plan this because I'm just here
The way
like,
that everyone in here is
Right, because you were also talking about the group chat. Like, we literally had, like, the group chat was brought up, not the server, the group chat. And then Anabelle wasn't even in the group chat, so I don't even know why Anabelle was roped into it. Anabelle wasn't even, like,
confused me.
a
Why was
member of
Anabelle put
that.
in this situation? Because Anabelle wasn't even a part of it.
Not gonna lie, I just assumed that everybody knew what it was because like Kara was in the server, so I was assuming.
It's
And I'm
giving like
sorry.
our
I'm
games
so
very
sorry.
got fucked up from that.
I'm just gonna say, this is Cody's fault.
In
And-
No,
conclusion,
it's not my
Max is the
fault.
problem.
In conclusion, Max fucked up my game.
So
In conclusion, Max fucked himself over.
we're
Really.
gonna go to a little
Literally.
segment, where I'm gonna ask Alex to come up.
Okay.
Um,
Oh Lord.
Oh,
Alex.
Leo, you bitch, turn that camera off.
Alex, are you here?
Alexander. Severio.
Hey, queens.
I'm gonna step down
Oh.
from him.
Oh. Did you dress up, Alex?
No.
I don't even think Alex knew that Alex was doing this today.
I did not know this was happening today. But anyways, hey guys.
Hi.
hey Alex.
So I really can barely talk. I lost my voice, which is really fucking embarrassing. But I knew Reality Week was gonna be the idol themed. Since I was on vacation in June, like late June, early July. I knew that I was gonna be doing Reality Week, or MTV Idol was gonna be Reality Week. So I was very excited to see what happened with Reality Week. It was really fucking scary, honestly, the lengths that y'all went, which honestly I applaud. But that was really fucking scary, especially Ella. That is literal assault. You assaulted Max to win. You assaulted Max, and honestly, you kind of ate that. Like, why do you guys eat that?
I mean, she
Kinda
did
fucking ate
eat.
that.
She ate something.
She literally ate your fucking skin. She started biting your skin. That was scary. But Ella, I literally got you. Anyways, I'm honestly proud of you all. I've been interested in this season, basically the entire, like, I was excited for Chris. I've always been happy for Chris that Chris was able to bring out fandom players to actually compete in an actual IRL season. So hearing about this, like, a way back, I was very excited. Chris and I were like on FaceTime. We were talking, like, I saw the messages. We were like planning comps like that. Like, Chris was like on FaceTime showing me comps stuff like that. I was always hashtag team TV.Eliminator, always through and through. I love Chris, and this season was very fun to watch, actually. For the most part. I used to like sit down and like stream the episodes. It was very kind. I had a draft with Steven. Hold on, let me go to my draft with Steven. Because me and Steven had a draft. Me and Steven were like, we were so happy. I couldn't tell Steven that that Reality Week was MTV Idol, because like obviously I signed an NDA. So I'm kidding, but I couldn't tell Steven anything because obviously, but Steven and I were always interested in it. Like, I remember we were sitting in an exclusive call, like a deadly exclusive, like that alumni server, and we were literally like, campaigning for people to watch fucking TV.Eliminator. It was funny as fuck. Because it was really cute. Like, the reveals were cute. All the cast was, it was very cute. And I was like hiding a little secret that like I already knew, because like Idol, like I already knew. So I was sitting here like getting the girls engaged, and whenever the Idol Reality Week came up, it was very exciting. Considering some of you guys have won my franchise, some of you guys have sucked in it. So it was very fun to see. It's very fun to see how y'all would do. And honestly, a good chunk of you guys did very good. Some of the other ones, some of you took a chunk out of other competitors, literally.
Some of you were the competitor getting a chunk taken out of.
It was
You
kind.
consented. You consented.
Let me look. Hold on. Let me find it. I need to find my draft.
I know Steven has it. Tell Steven to send it to
Oh
you.
yeah, I just found it. So I was thinking like theoretically, like I was trying to be strategy mom. Like I was trying to be like, I'm the fucking queen. So I was trying to overthink it, like, and my draft was Anabelle, Cody, Ella, and Max. So as you can see, I kind of got ate the fuck up, but Stevens was Kara, Ray, Jacob, and Brendon. Those were our giraffes. And it was very fun. It was very fun, like seeing everything come to fruition. Because I know Chris has been working on this for a while. Like I know Chris spent like a shit ton of money, like a lot of money. Oh yeah, I'll copy and paste the draft. Hold on. I also might be lagging because like I lost my voice. So it was like I'm kind of like raspy right now. Let me look. Hold on. No, but like Chris would send me videos of like how comps work and stuff like, or not videos. Me and Chris would FaceTime about like comps work and stuff like that. Like I used to take screenshots of people in the especially during reality week. I took screenshots of y'all and I have those saved because that shit was funny as fuck. I have a picture of Cody sitting cross-legged. Like, like they're really funny. Let me look. Hold on.
Sorry, getting water dumped on me during reality week. Shit was so
That
nice.
was
So good.
Kara
So
and I
good.
sitting there splashing each other with water.
No, yeah, me and Max just walking up to each other, dumps water.
I was gonna ask
That
Alex,
was so fun.
what were your thoughts on Anabelle winning reality week?
Annabelle, okay. Whenever Annabelle played my game, she didn't really play my game. So to see her
That's
win
a lie.
reality,
She won a daily.
she won a daily, but she didn't win a daily. You know what I mean? It was like I'm just kidding.
Oh no, because we won like what, like 2 or 3 dailies in a row, and she won one of them for us.
She was eating. Annabelle was. Oh my god, my throat. I'm so sorry. My throat is so bad. I'm trying to talk, but it's really bad.
Fucking dick.
I keep voice cracking, but Annabelle wasn't the most like but I don't know the right word for it, and I don't want to like continue and then say the wrong word for it. She wasn't the most like not upfront, but like, and whenever you look at that season that she played, she wasn't in like the limelight of it. She wasn't in the like not the center of attention, but she was like she kind of was in sort of the background-ish, in the sense that there were people who were more out there within that season and did more like public things. So Annabelle was kind of behind the scenes. So her winning reality week was kind of gaggy because there's some of y'all who won my game. Max, you won my you won my first season. And some of you guys are champions. And it was kind of kind. I low-key lived for it.
It was a targeting competition. So.
Yeah. Well, you suck.
Me and Max. Mwah.
Do you think
That-
reality week went as you hoped it would go, Alex?
Honestly, I want bitches to fight, and there was a literal actual fight because fucking Max and Ella was fucking hungry and started fucking eating Max during a limb like that. Like
Now,
Those
when
are
I
both
tell y'all
things.
like I'm actually psychotic, if this don't prove it, I don't know what to tell you.
it was
I
it was
tried
fun.
really hard at that daily.
I was sad. I was very much so satisfied with how it turned out.
My
I
bad.
enjoyed running back and forth.
Right.
Yeah,
That
we
was
were
cool
running.
too.
I was
Yeah, right.
trying really hard.
Well, I want to thank you, Alex, for coming up and speaking on it.
I want to thank you, Chris, for letting my franchise be the reality week for the first IRL season. It was kind, and I love it.
Thank you so much.
Thank
When
you.
Red's fashion race is for season 2.
No.
That's
Cut that
enough.
out.
Anyway,
Cut that out.
so bitch, it's gonna go raw. I'm not editing this, let me tell you. Anyway, so now I'm gonna get into audience questions. So if you would like to ask a question, please just send something in the chat that will indicate me to know that you're asking a question, and then I will let you unmute. And I would appreciate if these are more like serious questions, like genuine questions that you have, rather than like jokes and stuff.
Oh God.
I'm gonna let Ella ask first because Alex, you were just up.
Yes.
Ella, you may speak.
Oh my God. Hi, guys.
Yeah, Ella done.
So to be honest, I'm just like kind of bored. So what was the most like annoying part about like each other in IRL?
Unmute.
Ray
Ray.
muted.
Unmute Ray. Unmute Ray.
Thank you.
Oh,
What was the question?
What was the most annoying part about each other in IRL?
Let's talk
Oh,
about
I'm
Foghorn.
not gonna lie, this is not really an annoying thing, but I woke up very, very early during IRL, and it was really annoying having to be fucking quiet at 5 in the morning when all these big bitches were sleeping. I'm not gonna lie, I don't know why. I was just like, I had to wake up and shut the fuck up. Like, you couldn't do anything.
That, and I'm not gonna
sometimes
name
when-
names.
Go ahead.
Oh, I'm not gonna name names, but I hate messiness. I love to be organized, and
We can name
a lot
names.
of
We know who you're
people
talking
were-
about.
we all know who it
a
is.
lot
know
of
who you're talking
people
about.
We know who it
look
is.
very messy.
We know who it is.
And I did not like that.
Ready? I'll give you a hint on who it is.
Okay, the only two things that I really had is there's some big bitches in this fucking game who snore. Max and Brendon. This okay, Chris, your snoring is manageable at least, but goddamn, Brendon's like a foghorn. And then don't even get me
Hey, that's
started
my
on Chris.
foghorn. That's
because-
my foghorn.
Okay, hold on. Annabelle wanted to sleep on the couch, so I fucking had to share a bed with Chris. And this bitch literally kicked me out of the fucking bed because he moved so much in his sleep.
Don't call me
That's
out.
all.
I'm free ASMR. What can I
Okay,
say?
I want to say my piece. Okay. For some of you, I get that you want to go to bed early, but y'all don't need to fucking announce it and make it like this big show. Just go to fucking bed. It's not that deep. Thank you. That's my TED Talk.
Anybody else?
Maybe I think the most annoying thing is that Jacob wouldn't include me in all of his morning Molly sessions, and I just feel like it be included. in
The morning Molly prayer.
God.
If
You don't know.
if anybody needs to know, I would pray to Chris's dead dog every morning.
Me and
For-
Jacob.
Yeah, I would pray. I would get on my knees in front
Anybody
of
else?
the.
Any other comments?
I just hate
Oh,
waking
Wait.
up. early.
One more thing. I don't know who the fuck. I'm not gonna name names, but you know who you are based on this statement. I don't know who the fuck told you it's okay at 8 in the fucking morning to walk in someone's room and start taking photos of them. But like,
Very
I'm just
that.
gonna-
Very
I'm
that.
just gonna. Y'all can.
What?
Very that.
Who did
Very
that?
Who did that?
You know who you are.
Was that
So I'm
Max?
looking at Jacob.
No. I wake up
Jacob.
at 8 a.m. voluntarily.
No, which one of you did that?
Look at
I
Jacob.
had to get a
It's
video of
Jacob.
Brendon
kid you not.
snoring.
I kid you not.
It's
One
so
morning,
weird.
I literally
It's so weird.
like Brennan's asleep, Cody's asleep. I like wake up and I look at the door, and there's like 4 heads just peeking over with their cameras out, just right to Brendon. And I was like,
I remember this.
Yeah, we had to get a video of Brendon snoring. I'm sorry.
It's so weird.
Okay, and what's weird is that you sound like the fucking foghorn from SpongeBob when you snore,
Oh.
bitch.
Bitch, you know what else is weird? That one.
Oh.
You know what else is weird? That one video with
What
Chris's
dream?
car.
that's his wet dream.
That's what else is
God,
weird.
baby.
I think
Annabelle, what were you gonna say?
Oh, I was gonna say I'm not a morning person, and this is nothing to anyone. It's just I'm not a morning person, so when I wake up and people are just like talking, I'm a bitch. It's always happened. I'm just not a morning person.
I'm trying to think. I think also I understand we are a bunch of little shits in one house. Like, I get it. We all just like scream over a Discord call. But we were really loud, and I also wanted to kill myself half the time because it was so fucking loud for no goddamn reason sometimes. Like, the amount of times I wanted to bang my head off of that kitchen island is insane, but I didn't say anything about it.
No, you know what else was kind of annoying?
During that mirror photo.
Okay, I gotta get to the next question.
Okay, wait, last thing. The most annoying thing that happened was when we were at that restaurant and Jacob plays that song as we were leaving.
It's your responsibility.
No, you want to hear annoying?
Pussy ass bitch.
All right, we're gonna move on to the next person, which is Blake.
No.
Come on, Blake.
Come
No.
on, Blake.
All right.
Come on, Blake.
No.
All right, guys. I might stir the tea here a little bit too much, but who was like the biggest antagonist on the season? Like
Ella.
the biggest.
What?
Ella.
Who was like the
I don't know
biggest
who the biggest
antagonist?
is.
The biggest
Ella.
antagonist.
It was
Ella.
Ella.
Yeah, myself.
Behind the
I'm not even
scenes,
gonna
it
lie,
might have been
myself.
me.
I think my thing was I think it was like publicly Ella, but like behind the scenes, I feel like it was a tie
Kara
between
and Cody.
Cody and Kara.
Yeah, I
Because
can see
Cody
that.
was
I'm
doing
your
all the
girl.
shit behind the
I'm your
scenes,
girl.
and Kara was very like under the radar.
But if we want to talk about off the cameras,
Jacob.
Off the camera,
off the
me.
camera.
But
Off
Chris's
the-
car that one. Or,
Listen,
yeah.
me and
No,
Cody were the
Max's
duo
car
you
that
didn't
one.
know you needed.
Yeah.
Car
Car
video.
Car
We
video?
ran the game.
Car video. Oh.
Hey, we're
That's
gonna
not
get
Your
game.
mother ran the game, bitch.
Emily,
Sorry.
this question. Emily, you may speak.
Oh my goodness. Hello, tranny chasers. I am so glad to be on the show of Keeping Up with Kardashians. Chris, I love the orange sweater. You look amazing. But anyways, my biggest question is, would you ever do this experience again? And what would be your reason why you would do this experience again?
To see everyone.
I'm assuming so, yeah.
I would do it again if it didn't cost like $800.
Right.
Yeah.
It would just
very
depend
that.
on the people, personally.
I
Like-
agree with Kara. I feel like for
That's
me,
it.
it would
It really
depend
depends on people.
Yeah.
I would do it again to not get first boot.
I would
So-
do
Me
it
too.
again also to boost my Elam record.
Me doing this was like a whim decision because Chris was like in my DMs like a few days before I left for vacation, like a couple weeks, and I was like, "Hey, don't laugh at this," and I'm like, "Okay, what do you want?" And he's like, "What do you want to do IRL?" I'm like, "Sure."
When I tell you I was at work and I gave Jacob like a full interview and I fucking did the whole thing on my break at work.
Literally, I was not on the cast until like 2 weeks before like it actually, like 3 weeks before it actually happened. So I was very late there.
I feel like I
But
spoke too soon because I did post on my story that somebody dropped from the cast because of a family emergency. That was not true. Then not even an hour later, Maki texts me, "Hey, I have to tell you something."
And then you got me.
Okay, so Leo Fox has a question.
Goodness gracious.
Yes.
Leo, you can unmute.
Yeah,
All right. Hi. I took my time out of my day to, talk to my fellow friends and pimple poppers. I do have two questions, but one is going to be for the entire cast. The other is going to be a small question for a specific person. So y'all know me. I love to be shady. Y'all had to live in that house for at least a week or two, I believe. And y'all can go one-on-one for this one. Y'all don't have to interrupt each other. Who in the house stink the most? I just want to know, bitch. Who in the house smell like cheese, sardines, like all that? I just want to know. So we're gonna start with Max because I know it's probably gonna be you, but you start with you, babe. Who?
I actually showered every day, so everybody can confirm that. I'm gonna say
Max smelled like Axe body spray.
it's true. It's
Yeah.
true.
Yeah, Max did totally
Listen, I know there were rumors about me smelling, and I was not going to let that happen in IRL. I was not going to let anybody take a hold of me. So I made double, triple, quadruple sure. Smelliest, I'd probably say Ella, because she had so many fucking wings all the time.
I had so many fucking wings. It was really bad.
Literally, Ella's sweat smelled like
Ella.
fucking wings. I swear to God.
Okay. I'm gonna say
Listen, okay, this is my thing. I know for a fact it was Ella because of the fact that it took us 2 weeks to get the scent of Ella out of the room they were sleeping.
the fucking wings. Leave me
2
alone.
weeks. No,
Okay.
because Ella, it was the exact same smell you came to my house with.
I know,
Like,
the
I
wings.
knew it was you. So
The wings.
and my mom was like furious about it because she was
I know.
like, I hate this smell. It's awful. And
Okay.
I'm just like, I kind of like it because it reminded me of Ella.
Okay. I want to explain myself. Okay. In between the perfume, the wings, and the chlorine, I know it was me because one, I can smell wings like a mile away. So I know that shit smells like crazy. Two, I had perfume and I like nuked the place at one point. And then three, it's probably because yeah, that chlorine was everywhere for a lot.
So put that on the record. I do not smell.
Yeah, actually,
Well, no,
Max
you
did not
just-
smell. The entire Max did not
That's a
smell.
chlorine.
For the record, Max had really
You
good
just
hygiene.
didn't smell as bad as Ella.
I'll
No,
take
but,
it.
but
I'll
like
fucking take
legit
it.
for the record, because people keep bashing Max. Max had really good hygiene. I know people talk
Say
shit on
that.
Max a lot, but Max really had good hygiene.
I did provide Max with Axe cleaning product.
That's a very important question, Max. Do you still use it?
I do.
Do you actually, or are you lying to us?
No, I actually use it.
Show us the bottle.
Fun fact, I also want to say this. When Max FaceTimed his mom while we were there, we all made a joke about how Max doesn't wash his face. And he goes, yes, I do. And his mom chimes in the background going, no, you don't. You never wash your face. And all of us fell on the fucking floor.
That was funny.
Can you keep a secret?
Okay, so
I think Khalil had another
audience,
question.
Yeah, we have
has
another
not
question.
asked a question. Does anybody else have any questions that they want
Leo
to ask?
had 2 questions.
Yeah, I think Leo had another one.
I want to make sure that like other people have a chance before I go back and ask let other people ask questions. Okay, Maki has a question.
Wait, Maki's? Oh.
Hey.
Maki!
First I want to say thank you, Chris, for my screen time. Anyways,
wait, we need to make sure there's no mold.
on the season.
Yeah. Can we
I'm
just
sorry,
explain?
let me clean out the mold.
fuck off. Anyways, I know Chris had brought it up earlier how everyone cried at least one time. So that begs me to ask, what would y'all say was the most emotional moment in the season?
Wait, I want to go first because this is so easy for me. The moment after I got eliminated, I went upstairs, I went into the room, and I laid face down, and then Cody came up and hugged me.
Kara's muted.
Oh.
Sorry, I had to sneeze and then I didn't sneeze. Most emotional. I have a few of these moments. Maybe when Jacob and I in Uno, I think that was a really emotional time. Because Jacob was crying in the backyard, and then I was crying behind the kitchen counter because I felt horrible. Because Jacob and I were really tight. And then I'd say the other time was not when Ella was eliminated, like at the ceremony, but the room with Brendon. I was hella emotional there.
I think
That was
Ray not saving Anabelle was very emotional.
That whole episode was just
I
really
will say, Annabelle's elimination was the only time I cried.
I wonder why, Bit.
And I only cried at Annabelle's, not because it was like Anabelle lost, but I feel like it was because the energy in the room kind of shifted. Because it was the last episode we filmed that day. Like we were done finally, like everything was like, okay, we're doing the finale tomorrow. And we were all wrapped up, and I felt like everybody was just kind of like tired. So when Anabelle went, I feel like it wasn't really like a shocker, but I also feel like it was a shocker that like it happened, especially when Ray hadn't won the challenge. I can say personally, I was completely shocked when it happened because I didn't know that they had this conversation. I think I don't remember if they did. If I had saw them,
I was shocked.
But I will say for me personally, the most emotional was when Anabelle got out, for me at least. Second most emotional was when Jacob got last in the final four daily. Because I saw Jacob's face and I just felt bad because I knew that it was low-key my fault.
You think?
Bitch.
Sorry.
Actually, to blame somebody, it's Maki's fault.
Yeah, Maki, it was your fault. For
Actually, it's not Maki's fault. It's the mold's fault.
Actually, it's not the mold's fault because Maki isn't even allergic to mold.
So it is Maki's fault.
Actually, it's not the mold's fault, but I would feel really bad talking about that. I'm sorry, Maki.
Easily the most emotional part for me though was after the ring comp. I had just finished crying in the confessional room. I went to leave. Jacob is right there. Sees that I was just finishing crying, comes in, and then like Kara, Anabelle, and Ray all come in, and they're all just hugging me, and I'm like sobbing again, and I don't want to be fucking sobbing, but I'm sobbing, and I'm like,
I would literally find everybody, like I would be like a little goblin running around trying to find people who are crying so I could give them a
No, because quite literally for me it was Annabelle's elimination. Duh, I had a whole breakdown. But it kind of sucked that I was the one to eliminate Anabelle because Anabelle and I were really close during the entire game. Yeah. But the fact that I was eliminating her like didn't really like, it wasn't like upsetting enough to make me cry. But hearing that I would have been safe and that I just sent Anabelle home even though I would have been safe, that's what sucked.
No, by far, like right after Ella got eliminated and I went to go and hug Ella to make sure she was okay, it was the realization that like everything I had done up until that point was to get Ella out, and that is 100% my fault. I felt like a shit person.
I never had any emotional moments, you know.
Jacob, shut the fuck up.
They were
Jacob,
not on.
what about that? What about on the back patio?
That's not on camera, so it didn't
After
happen.
Uno.
We
What
had
about
the
Uno?
Uno game,
I mean, it
and
is
then
on
we
camera that
had
people talked about it.
we had the
Yeah, you
killing
did
game
talk
at the
about
very
it in a confessional.
beginning.
Honestly, for me, it was probably having to send Ella into elimination because that whole
Bitch,
week.
boo, you knew you were gonna do it. Bitch, boo, you knew you were gonna do it.
There was a lot of people
Actually,
talking to
it
me
took a
about
lot
it,
of
okay? It wasn't
convincing.
just my
All I gotta say
decision.
is the kitchen crew. The kitchen group.
The kitchen crew.
Oh, let
The
Annabelle
kitchen
talk.
crew.
Let Annabelle talk. Let Annabelle talk.
I was gonna say it was hard because honestly, that whole week I don't know if I was like homesick or something or just be around so many people. That whole week I was just freaking just mentally tired, and just there's a lot of moments for me, like just how many people are going home and just yeah.
Now I have a question about that. So when the kitchen crew approached you to send Ella in, and then you came to me saying that you were going to send me in, what part of that do you think benefited your game? Because right then I was like, okay, can't work with Anabelle. Anabelle wants to send me in against Max.
I was only thinking because more talking with a lot more people, like maybe sending in a higher player, but wasn't like I never really want to send people in just because like to make them mad at me. So it was just so many people talking to me and getting like different opinions. It was honestly very hard for me to make a decision. Honestly, I'm not even gonna lie, I was gonna send in Max. I'm not even gonna lie, I'm sorry, Max.
Oh, it's fine.
But
No
it
matter
was
who
more
was
like
gonna win,
people
I was
talking
gonna
to me
get sent
about like
in.
sending Ella in, that I didn't want to burn any bridges with anyone, and if I did, I'm sorry. It was just just so many people talking to me and just trying to get all these opinions from other people that I try to talk to, and yeah.
Yeah. Well, last call for questions.
Leo had another. Oh, did Leo leave? Yeah,
Leo's
Leo.
gone. Yeah, Leo left.
Steven has a question.
Oh, hi, Steven. Let me unmute you.
Hi. Okay. So I want to do like a question. Like it's gonna like when you're responding, I want like to respond in the order you eliminated, like Max. You know, Max, True, Ray. It just kind of isn't for Ray, Cody, and Kara because I don't think y'all can like go into depth on it. But in the game, what was your biggest regret?
Probably doing so well in the second daily. That's probably my biggest regret. Because like I feel like if I did a little less well, I might not have been targeted. Probably still would have been targeted anyway, but like I think I think I was gonna get targeted regardless of what I did in the game. So partially that was my fault, but no, like I would have been targeted whenever. So I don't really have any, but like probably just I wish I did a little less well in the second. That sounds so pretentious. It makes me sound like a pretentious kind of. I was like, I wish I did less well. Like, I wish I did worse. Like,
Ella.
Okay. Mine's very just straight up. I feel like underperforming was a huge part of it, but also trusting the people I trusted, namely Kara and Cody. So that was probably my biggest regret.
Brendon.
I've thought about this a lot after the season and like a bunch of like what if scenarios. I think my biggest regret is not pushing to save Ella, because I feel like if Ella had stayed and gotten like the power like immunity used on her, I easily could have been above her in points for the following episode, and I would not have gone out when I did. So I think not trying to at least try to save her is my biggest regret.
Okay. Anabelle.
I feel like I did do what I do in almost every game is I didn't want to be top because I didn't want to be a target, but and also just be mentally stressed the entire time did not really help. And I wish I could have done better on the puzzle if I didn't was so bad with heat.
Jacob?
I mean, I don't really have that many. I know I wasn't going to win or nothing, but I mean, I had a good time. But I mean, if I had to pick one, I guess I probably could have been I was in the game, my hub was in it. It was just more of I wish I would have been a little bit more loud with what I was doing, because everything that I was doing was very quiet, kind of almost a little bit like 3D chess, oh, I'm gonna give you a hug when you cry. Oh, you're gonna love me now. So I mean, maybe if I was more bold with what moves that I could have made or anything, but I mean, I'm not mad about what I did. I got fourth. I'm not upset. So
Between Ray, Kara, and Cody, one of y'all can go first. For whoever thinks.
I'll go.
Okay.
I feel like the very beginning of this game, I tried super hard to sway the disadvantages to go the way that I needed them to go. Being the people that were above me or right below me in the ranking ceremonies. And I performed pretty damn good in all besides the third or fourth daily challenge. So on the beginning side of the game, I think I played a perfect game. But towards the end, I think I got in my head a lot about being first on the ranking ceremony. So I slowly stopped strategizing as much as I did in the beginning because I felt safe and I felt secure. So I wish I had more conversations with Ray to try and get Anabelle saved, or with Kara just towards the end of the game.
I can go. I wouldn't say I had any major regrets or anything. That sounds so petty. I'm sorry. I played a really good game and I feel like I should flaunt that, I guess. I would say maybe some my biggest things was I wish I didn't let my emotions get the best of me in a lot of ways, I guess you could say. I feel like I did. I was very headstrong at the same time, though. I did not let my emotions get to me sending Ella home, but I did cry my ass off over it. And I wish that wouldn't have been my major deciding factor of it's a personal factor and I should have just kept it physically game. I guess I'd say that's my big thing. I should have just kept it game and not personal, because that's where a lot of my decisions were swayed out almost too.
Right.
I don't know if I have any regrets gameplay wise, because although sending home Anabelle sucked, at the end of the day, I feel like even if I saved Anabelle, nothing in the game really would have changed. But entertainment wise, I wish I was more entertaining. I look at myself on screen and I'm disgusted. I'm so cringy. I hate it. That's all.
All right. I did see that Maki has another question. This is going to be the last question before I get into the end of the reunion. Maki?
Okay, hi again. So this question is specifically for one person. And I remember this had bugged me when I watched the episode. So Cody, this question is for you. During Annabelle's elimination episode, I remember specifically that Kara, Jacob, and you all made confessionals saying that Ray was going to save Anabelle, and that's really predictable. However, when Ray didn't save Anabelle, and I think you had said that this game is so boring because it's so predictable and nobody's making moves. So why did you say that when Ray did something that not anyone thought was going to happen?
So to be fair, my confessionals have been cut in a way that makes them look very specific. Case in point, towards the beginning of this game, that was so long ago, I don't even know if that's actually where I said it, but I do know that I did say at the very beginning of that week, I felt that Ray was going to save Anabelle, and I wish that Anabelle did stay in the game. I know Ray had this question too. So if this is Ray asking the question, I don't know. I said what I said. If I said that at that point.
Okay. So
Steven, I'm sorry, Steven. Steven in the chat.
Anyway, so we're gonna move into the end of the reunion. So first and foremost, this is just a personal question for me. Jacob. So right when at the end of your elimination, this is something that I did say, and I would like your opinion on it. Do you think that you did Maki proud?
I mean, I hope so, because I feel like I went farther than Maki probably would have. So like, I was repping for the blue. Well, no, let's be real. Let's be real.
I mean, yeah, but like
you said it yourself. I carried that blue shirt all the way to 4th place. That XL2 blue shirt all the way to 4th place. So yes, I think I did do Maki proud.
Thank you. All right. So all week, Instagram has been voting for who they deemed the fan favorite of the season. The top 3 vote getters were Brendon, Ray, and Ella.
Let's be real. I was gonna say, let's be real.
Let's be really quick.
BFFR. BFFR.
34.33% of the votes. Kara, you are the fan favorite of the season.
Yes.
Oh yes.
I said it's my
You deserve it, Kara.
Do I win money?
Guys, thumbnail.
I really need money.
Final, I have my opinions. Anyway, I'm kidding. I think Kara was a great choice. I just thought it was obvious. So just very quickly, as you all know, going into this, next week is the finale of Eliminator Season 1. Ray, Kara, or Cody will be winning the season. Ray and Kara will be fighting for their spot to go against Cody in the final 2. So,
He shakes my ass like Kara.
final 3. You want to give your thoughts and your plea to the world on why you deserve their vote to win? Cody?
Oh, I get to go first?
I'm going to go alphabetical.
I feel like I played the fuck out of this game. I was not afraid to make moves at any point. I even went against Ella. I was able to divide the house pretty decisively, and people did what I asked, whether it was a disadvantage vote, whether it was just Max doing what I told them to do. I absolutely slayed this game, and I put in 100%. I won 4 ranking ceremonies, and I absolutely ate. So I think I definitely deserve to win this game, hands down.
Kara?
Me? Oh my god. So, I feel like I didn't play a bad game. I played a really good middle game as well. I covered my ass in some of the hardest times, like after Anabelle got the disadvantage. I sent one of my best friends home, and it wasn't all just because of Cody, even though a lot of people will probably think that. I played a good game myself. I did a lot of the math. I put a lot of forth effort. I even won some dailies. I won 2 dailies, and I managed to get all the way to the final 3 without dropping really. And I even made it past Uno with 14 fucking cards, getting screamed at the whole time. I would say I didn't do bad. And although I didn't have the flashiest game, I wasn't always at the top of the rankings. I proved that not always a front runner has to be on top the whole time. Okay, that was bullish.
Okay, so I was kind of at the bottom this entire fucking game, like every single episode except for one. I was in the bottom 2, and when there were times where somebody could have used an immunity to save the person below me and send me home. I talked to them. I made sure that wasn't getting used, even though it could have been many times. And I feel like my social game was fairly on point because I only got voted for a disadvantage once out of all of them, and then it ended up tying, so I didn't even get it. Anyways, I was the underdog of the season, and I played a good social game to get where I needed to be.
Okay. Wrapping up, any final thoughts, anybody?
I actually have a question for you, Chris.
Yeah.
What do you think that everybody in the cast best like attribute was in the game?
Game-wise?
Because, yeah, like game-wise, what do you think everybody did good at?
Kara's muted. There you go.
Thank you.
I'm just gonna go based on how my screen looks. I think Kara's spirit was her greatest attribute. I think that Kara had a lot of like drive to kind of do well, and I really appreciated it. Brendon had a lot of heart. I will say that. I could definitely tell Brendon was one of the most like enthusiastic people to be there. I feel like Brendon genuinely, I feel like, was like the epitome of what I imagined the excitement level of somebody being. I know everybody was really excited, but I feel like Brendon was like 120 million% off the top of energy. Ray's social game was so fucking good. Thank you. Ella, chaotic mother. Ella was one of the most. I feel like Ella really gave me the drama, the craziness, and all the good shit that I needed. And I will say the episodes got a little boring after Ella went home because there was nobody there to kind of be like the evil. Anabelle, I absolutely adored how much effort and how much like she just put into it. Like y'all weren't there. Like I feel like when I said that Brendon had the most heart, Anabelle had the most energy. Not in like the sense of like energetic, but like the literal vibe and like energy you received off of the person. Anabelle, I feel like, had the most to be like she wanted to be there, and you could definitely feel all of it vanish when Anabelle got out. Like I feel like the entire room, like the mood went down, everything kind of like everybody was a little sad. Max, I absolutely adored Max's persistency to not be first boot. Even though it didn't happen, I was always team Max. I was always sitting there rooting for Max. Did I want Ella to win me a limb because I thought it would be funny? Yes. Was I going to be okay if Max won, though, because I knew that Max was doing well and I wanted to see Max continue doing well because I knew I wanted Max to beat the general consensus and standard of how people thought Max were going to do? Yes, I did. And the part of me that wanted to see what Max would have done had Max stayed does want to know what that timeline looks like when Max did stay, but I absolutely love Max's persistency. Cody's fucking strategy and strategic game was chef's kiss. Also, Cody was definitely, after rewatching the entire season, in the finale, I gave away a hero and villain award. No, Cody's the villain of the season. I revoke it from the person I give it to. I give it to Cody. Cody was like, and I'm just gonna say it. I gave it to Ella. While Ella was one of the most chaotic people, I feel like Cody genuinely was evil.
And Cody.
Like when I say like Ella was evil for the fact of being hilarious, Cody was evil, period. But it was in an entertaining way, and I really did enjoy the fact that because it really made for a really good strategy game, and it also gave me so many good iconic moments, I feel like, this season. And finally with Jacob, that's it.
Cody.
I absolutely adore Jacob, point blank, period. I think that Jacob's, what was I gonna say? Like energy level in the terms of being like fun. I feel like Jacob was the most fun person to have on the cast. Jacob really did kind of like liven it up because it was kind of like we needed somebody who was comedy. We needed a narrator of the season. I feel like Jacob was the narrator of the season after Brendon left.
Thank you. That said nothing about my game. But there was none.
There wasn't. Anyway, so starting now, if you guys want to vote for who you want to win season 1 of Eliminator, you can message my main account, TV.Eliminator, and you can message in all caps either Ray, Kara, or Cody up to 10 times per day. Yeah. So please do DM me and let me know who you want to see win the season. And just to clarify, if they get 3rd place, that's not my problem. So be careful with who you're voting for, because
do alt accounts work?
No, if I notice it's an alt, I'm gonna delete it. I'll ignore it properly. But it is TV.Eliminator. It is the account that I have been posting all of my main stuff on. Jury members are not allowed to campaign for anybody. This is to the audience. If anybody sees a jury member campaigning for somebody, please let me know. However, the final 3 are allowed to campaign for themselves as much as they want. This is to remove any bias or any possible ideas of how they voted. You guys can tune into the finale of TV.Eliminator season 1 at 3 p.m. per usual on Sunday, October 9. And that is all.
Can I say something? The best times for me and Cody to be villains was when we were on that back porch. I hope you realize every fucking time that back porch was the star of the show. And we closed the
We did a lot of shit talking on that back porch.
Talking on that back porch. There was a lot of note taking as well. Those blinds closed every time.
Yep.
I was so like, that was iconic.
Chris, you want to see back for season 2?
Ella, don't stop it.
Oh yeah, I will say, this is just public knowledge. Before I end the reunion, if I do season 2 next year, I do hope everybody does apply. My goal is to probably do October, mainly because of the fact that it'll be colder. We had a lot of issues with the heat, and I really don't want to have somebody have heat exhaustion again. Anabelle did almost pass out during a challenge. She quite literally got dizzy and almost blacked out. We had instances where everybody else was also about to pass out, and a lot of other issues with the heat. So it'll probably be October. However, if I choose to do it, there might be a public vote between if you want to see Ella or Max back in the game. Both of them have expressed the fact that they would be willing to come back. Brendon was offered it, but Brendon did decline due to money, which is fine. And yeah, thank you all for watching. If you were in the live audience, thank you for watching if you were watching this later on YouTube. And I hope everybody has a good day. Bye.
Bye.
Why